Peace. What's going on, guys? It's AC. Here with an unboxing. We got lucky and a big package from our sponsor, Big White EDC, came through. It's got some prizes for the competition, including Wanwoo's prize, an exoskeleton. Very, very cool. Also from Wanwoo Studio. I'm assuming this is an accessory. Then we have a Slim Pro from Or Sands. And the Slim Z. And these are both prizes that are going to be available during the competition. Yeah. And lastly, we have, let's see here. Okay, everything else is stuff for me. So I ordered what they call a Nini bag, which is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be, but I didn't look at the measurements or anything. And Nini is a popular, as far as I could tell, storage brand, but they do a lot of promoting on Bilibili too. Basically, you open it up, and it's how you can store sliders or other fidget toys. So 5 is actually kind of my magic number of what I like to take on the road. So this is super cool. It looked more feminine in videos I saw, but I don't know. I think it's kind of fresh. I think I've seen a few of these on AliExpress, but they're like double the price. But yeah. Next is from Star Surfer, and I'm assuming this is the Christmas version of the green Star Core. This is a very, very rare fidget or slider, fidget slider. And from what Big White told me, this is basically the Christmas edition of the Star Core that has the 3D printed plate. And then it's got the peak plate on the other side. Interesting. And you can see compared to this one here, the original just has the B1 and the B1 and the B3 plates. And this one has this one. I believe these weren't available for purchase. The only way you got one of these is if you won the giveaway from BigWhiteEDC.com. So like I said, I think there are very few of these made. I think he only gave away 10 or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm practicing this trick lately, but this sucker is light. It's even lighter than this one. Very light. Nice feedback though. Very cool. All right, so that joins the pack. I actually have an extra blue cover, so I'm probably going to switch out this green for the blue. That's cool. Looks like it might be a little wider. All right, this was also in the package, I believe. Yeah, these are my new covers from my Or Sand. Yeah. Get those bad boys installed later today. That's really fresh. Very, very fresh. All right, what else we got in here? We'll stick with Star Surfer. I believe this should be the G10. Yeah. Sweet. The original G10. I believe this comes in a second color, or at least I've seen them on the in the group channel. Comes with a bunch of extras to fool around with. Oh man, this thing is smooth. And this comes with the DLC plates. DLC stands for diamond-like coating, so it's stainless steel, and then they apply some sort of diamond-like coating. My experience with these so far are very good. Where did I? Oh, I was like, where did I put those sliders? All right, so the Star Core, which normally is this one, but I traded out the B1. I traded out the plates, but typically these DLC plates come on this. I was just doing some goofing around, and I just found that this is like one of my favorite sliders just to use for fidgeting. This is the feedback, like everything about it, I just love. I don't have to get extras to make that Frankenstein my own. But so I switched it out with these plates, the DLC plates. I put on this Star Core, the PLA clear PLA version. This only came out in China, this version, because walnuts didn't. These are very delicate. As you can see, I have a few cracks. Can't help myself. But yeah, he was afraid that if he sold them international, everybody would complain about them breaking, which obviously. Um, but yeah, my experience with these plates so far they're awesome, and they still look brand new. Obviously, the peak tape. I'm not sure if you could see it. That has scratches all over it, which is natural. But if so far from what I've seen, it takes a hit, very very well. The peak tape. Yeah. This though, I like this. Yeah. So it feels not as heavy as the steel crystal, but it's also not as light as a Star Core. Um, oh, I like this a lot. I'm gonna have to goof around with the settings on this. I might add something to make it a little heavier. Let's try the impossible. Yeah, the 3D is hard on these Star Surfer joints. Oh, but something tells me this is the easiest one to do it on. Anyways, the G10, and I believe it's named after the material used, G10 material. Man, this just looks fresh though. I wonder how it takes a hit. All right, so that's the G10. Comes with a bunch of accessories. Very, very cool. Now we're going to switch brands to the new 3DX Studio, which I am insanely excited about. Got some extra parts. Wow, this is heavier than I expected. Oh my gosh, this thing whips around so good. Holy crap. This is the one I'm practicing now. I should take this apart for you guys to understand the magnet setup on this is completely different than pretty much any slider I've ever used. Because on one side, where normally it has 2 in the middle for the 6 side, it just has 3, 2 at the top, 1 in the middle, 2 at the top, 1 in the middle, making this whipping. I mean, you guys have seen that video. That guy whips it around like crazy. Yeah, I'm used to heavier sliders, but this is awesome. Wow. I was unsure about this one because the X3, these right here they're not my favorite. I think I just haven't found a setting I really like. So I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this one. However, the X55, I'm in love with. I love this thing. This thing is so smooth. And you could see it whips around just the same. So my guess is the next version of this that he makes, a hybrid with a metal plate, will probably have the magnet setup that these have. If you go to bigYedc.com and look these up, they actually have pictures of the internal plates. I would open it, but this is just more of an unboxing than I swear I can do this. This is just more of an unboxing than a review. But I am going to do a review of the X56. Anyways. So yeah, this thing is fresh. I like the color. Yeah. Oh, was I using the wrong side earlier? Yeah, this feels super smooth. Holy crap. I also like that they went with the 2-screw. One thing I'm finding is a lot of the 1-screw sliders, my heart, even the X55, I just bang them around so much, eventually they just start knocking loose, and then you're constantly having to screw them in. Man, this is cool. Yeah. As I'm learning new moves too, I'm figuring out that some sliders work well compared to others. Yeah, super cool. I like that. That's definitely worth having in the collection, and it's definitely different. It feels significantly thinner. And again, I'll do a full review. When you do the measurement, it may be close, but this feels thinner. I'll check the weight and do comparisons later, but very cool. I like that a lot. All right. And next we have some exotic stuff. We'll start with Y-Yedc, the heart. God, I'm so excited for this. Holy smokes. So, if I remember correctly, this is, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, Makudi. I'm probably butchering it, but this is some exotic metal, and this is absolutely beautiful. Holy smokes. Oh man, the grip is awesome. So the heart is my favorite slider. This definitely feels slightly different than the version I have, which is the Stonewash. But this is fresh. I have to check the weight on this. My guess is this weighs a little more, maybe. I could be totally wrong. So cool. Wow, this is absolutely beautiful. Wow. So fresh. Oops, gotta put them in the right hands. This is why I want a second one, because I want to start practicing with the 2 hands. I'm actually right-handed, but I fidget with my left because I wanted to be able to practice while I was working. So originally I was better with my right, and it's funny now feeling my right be so much weaker than my left. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see what it comes with. You can get all the accessories at bigydc.com. You can see it has some inserts you could change out. Yeah, magnets. But personally, the way Heartbeat sends out his sliders is so that they are in the setup that he prefers to do, that he prefers to slide on. So if you're looking for a professional setup out the box, the Heart has it. And then you can always adjust it if you want something with a stronger magnet hold or whatever the case. You know, I might be lying. This might be heavier. Who knows? I'll have to measure it. But when I do the full review, I'll be able to tell the difference. Dang, this is smooth. Woo. All right, let's move on. Man, I want to keep playing with this and stare at it. It's so beautiful. Yeah. Awesome. That box is fresh. All right, the last two are JJ EDC, which other than the Joker, I've never owned a JJ EDC before. It comes with plastic inserts for customization. Probably the best looking tool I've ever seen come with a Fidget, although I never recommend using the tools that come with them. I always recommend getting you a really nice toolkit from a brand that's recommended by folks in the group. Comes with a metal plate, backup screws, and then, oh, this is the Shuriken, which I believe translates as Ninja Star. And as you can see in the middle, there is a Ninja Star. They come in right-handed versions and left-handed versions. Since I am still since I'm still fidgeting with my right hand, I figured let me grab a right-handed one. Wow, this gives a ton of feedback. Out the box, this might be my loudest slider. Holy crap. So I'm going to play with it left-handed just so you can see. Wow, this thing is cool. Oh my god, there's so much feedback. Not just, let me move this box out the way. Not just sound, but like you can feel the plates. Oh my gosh, this thing is butter. Wow, this is totally my style. This is sort of like when I compare this to the Orasan Pro, like to me, these, and this is the Orasan's Pro, the thicker version, are like, when it comes to professional sliders, top of the line. Obviously I haven't used this one, but by all accounts of other folks, like these are your major players when it comes to performing tricks. And what I will say is these out the box, the magnets feel very weak, and these, especially the heart, feels on the heavier side, whereas the Orasan Pro, I can't roll as much. It takes more effort, and I got to use more wrist. I don't know. I'm still fooling around, so I might be able to adjust this. But especially out the box, the magnets are even stronger than how I've adjusted this. So it's tough. But these out the box, the magnets are. I mean, you can just like. Whereas this is a little harder to do that. So this is right up my alley. Man, I would love to try. Well, Big White is going to be getting the left-handed version of these when they come out in a month or so. So I'm going to get a left-handed version because this is, according to Zero, the maker, the most ergonomical slider that's out there. And as you can see, your thumb fits right here. And supposedly, no matter what you're doing, like right here, you can, it has a spot for your thumb where your thumb's supposed to go. Damn, this is fresh. Oh, I love the way these plates feel against my finger. Like a worry stone, like rubbing my finger across the plates is like super satisfying. But it feels lighter than the heart though. I'm gonna have to get used to this one. Very cool. But like I said, this is the right-handed version, and yeah, gotta keep practicing with my right. All right, but yeah, this and that again, I think is pronounced Mokudi. I'm probably embarrassing myself, so laugh at me in the comments. Help if I put it in front of the camera, right? Beautiful. So now I got a heart and a Shuriken to match. Both very beautiful. Holy smokes. All right. And last but not least, we got the Creation Mountain, which, from what I understand, was JJ EDC's very first shot at designing a slider. and I chose the DLC version. Oh wow. Okay. I could see this feels a lot like the sword. The way the plates rub, I mean, it's very similar feeling. Ton of feedback, both by sound and the plates. Wow. Um, this is a lot. This is a very thin slider. Let me compare it. It feels very, very thin. It feels even thinner than the Joker. Why do I feel like I'm missing a slider? Anyways, yeah, this feels super thin. Like probably the thinnest slider in my collection. But man, I like it. And again, not only is the plate DLC, diamond light coating, but the outside is also diamond light coating. And one thing I can't wait to report on is how well this takes damage. I am going to play the crap out of these, and I'm going to drop them a ton on my fake wood floor, on my tile. Um, those are normally the places where I drop my stuff and it takes the hits and the damage. Um, yeah, this is awesome. Actually, I'm not even sure if I'm using the right side. That didn't feel right. Yeah, I think this is the right side already. Yeah, that's the 8 side. Right, going crazy. Yeah. Wow. And I must say, this is absolutely beautiful. So the touch is smooth. You get a little grip because there's these little indentations, which is very cool. It's a very light slider. I'm going to do a full review on all this stuff, guys. Let's see. Yeah, these are my kind of sliders. These are like the heart, the way they glide. Oh, man. All right, let's try to bust some 3D on these. To me, the 3D trick is like the Yo-Yo's version of Walk the Dog, or more recently, the DNA trick. For those of you that are familiar, I remember when the group first came out, like everybody was trying to land this trick. Yeah, they're light on these. Trying to get these tricks, they're light on the sides. Whereas something like the Aura Sands, you know, the weight is a little heavier, the magnet's a little stronger. So, and I gotta lower my finger. That would help. Learn with me, guys. And my pointer finger is too high. This is embarrassing. Come on. I swear I could do this trick. It's one thing I like about having different sliders is certain tricks seem to work easier on certain sliders, and once you kind of master it on that slider, then you can move back to other sliders and then just find it works easier. So anyways, for JJEDC EDC, this is your boy AC. I appreciate y'all. Much love. Don't forget, enter the competition. Roughly $4,000 worth of prizes, and there's a beginners division, and all you got to do is one of the 4 tricks applied. You shouldn't really need a pro slider, or excuse me, a fancy play or a trick slider, Chinese slider to do it. You should be okay with just a regular slider to perform at least one of the tricks. But majority of the prizes are just being given away for entering. And the whole purpose of the competition is to try to get folks to play as much as possible this year, in hopes that one day we'll have folks entering the Chinese competition and one day get an international winner. All right, guys, I'm going to prepare to take the new group pick. Yeah, much love. Peace.